Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Driven by MADA podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Platt, and I'm joined today by Chrissy Nizer, an administrator at the MVA. Chrissy, thank you for joining. I understand the MVA has some exciting new resources available to our Maryland dealers. Let's get into it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be with you.
Absolutely. So let's just go ahead and start off with kind of the big topic nowadays, e-titling. What does this mean for the future of auto dealers in Maryland, and what kind of time frame can we expect to see this as a widespread practice?
It is exciting because, everything is going electronic. If you think about what you do in any kind of commerce, everything is really going electronic. That title document has stayed essentially the same as when I joined the MBA 20 years ago. And certainly, we're very concerned about security features and making sure the integrity of the process works well. But it's really exciting to think about that title essentially going electronic, an electronic reflection of the records. If your listeners have a mobile driver's license, very similar process, but for the title instead. And so Maryland is actually in a leadership role in this area. We are participating in a proof of concept with our national association, the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, piloting with other states. So we're working with Arizona as well as West Virginia, who have expressed interest in participating to see what it would take to exchange a title between jurisdictions. And then we're also working on a pilot for Maryland where individuals in Maryland would be able to exchange a title within the state. And so we're really excited. This is not something that's going to happen, 10 years from now. This is something that we're really working on today from a requirements perspective. I think it's important for dealers to know that it's coming because there are incremental steps along the way. We went to electronic lien services a few years back. That meant all liens are now added electronically and removed electronically. That's a step along the way. Of course, we've had electronic registration and titling for a very long time in Maryland. We've been very fortunate with that. That enables such great customer service there right at the dealership because the electronic transfer. And now this e-titling piece and what that looks like. Our business, and I think the dealer's business, is so dependent on that physical piece of paper. It's important that we're starting to have this conversation and to educate everybody that participates in the process to think about the fact that that same information could be carried electronically and frankly more secure than even that piece of paper that we use today. And so I am excited about how that can make the process not only more secure, but also maybe a little quicker, which I know is always a goal at the dealership and for the customer to make that transaction as seamless as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And, lost, misplaced titles, it's a big issue in the industry. So this will essentially eliminate that problem. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. And we've actually started within the last few months when a customer clears their lien on their vehicle, not just sending them the title out right away. And if you think about it, again, another step in this process of going electronic. But the reason is because, as you said, oftentimes people lose that title. Now we have a process in place. They can still get it when they're ready to do something with the vehicle, and it'll still be gratis as it was prior to the implementation of this new process. But yeah, losing that title oftentimes causes additional delays and requests have to be done. The dealers have to get permission to do it on behalf of the customer if it's already at that point in the transaction. So we really like to move away from that altogether and think about that electronic ownership, electronic record, making sure the parties have the appropriate security to be able to complete the transaction and give their approval.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fantastic. What can our dealers here in Maryland do to prepare for this, if anything?
Well, actually, we've been working on some outreach and education on it. So stay tuned because you'll be hearing about some efforts that MVA will be doing to get more information out there. We certainly want feedback. Dealers see the process firsthand from a different perspective than we do at MVA. And we'd love to give that firsthand feedback to understand how it's going to impact you, for you all to hear from us. So stay tuned and you'll be hearing something soon.
Sure. So you guys hear it. They're looking for feedback. This is a huge benefit. It's going to eliminate that issue of lost titles. So let the MVA know how you feel about this, the e-titling and how it works for you. And also don't forget, We, the at MADA, have a title and registration seminar on April 23rd. That's 9 to 12 o'clock at the Turf Valley Resort. So this month's all about titles, e-titling. We're going to talk, we have representatives from the MVA that are going to be there and discuss this in further detail. We're looking forward to seeing you all there. Now, Chrissy, let's also discuss some things that you guys have been doing internally at the MVA. I understand that you've rolled out a dealer forum as well as kind of modernizing your IT. Uh, Tell me, how is this going to benefit our Maryland dealers and how can they utilize some of these services if they are either not already or not familiar with it at all?
Yeah, so Dealers Forum, I think, is a great venue to be able to do exactly what you just talked about, that communication, that sharing of information. A few years back, it came to our attention that, sometimes when MBA rolled out, whether it's policies or procedures or new information, it created difficulties that we just weren't aware of, frankly, on the other end. And so the idea grew to create this dealer forum, which would really be a way to raise policy changes, large issues, to talk about even, things that might be happening in the outside world that were impacting the industry and how we could help respond. And so the Dealers Association has a representative, both the Maryland auto dealers as well as the Washington area dealers and the independent dealers all have representatives, and we have regular meetings and we talk about these critical issues of the day, including e-titling and some of those other things. And so it's really a great way for the dealers to get their voice out there, to tell us about things. If there are challenges in the process, we do want to know about them. We can't fix something if we don't know about it, is what I always tell people. So please know that we want the process to work well for everybody who's involved in the transaction, because at the end of the day, that's the best thing for our customer. And so I'm really proud of that dealer forum, that we put together a structure that formalizes our ability to communicate with each other. Oftentimes we'll share bulletins just to make sure the bulletin makes sense before we formally send it out for the whole industry to see. And so that forum's a great way to exchange information. So I encourage folks to lean in and share that with both the associations and then also to us directly as well. And then modernization, obviously, IT is something that we are so dependent on at MBA, as well as I think everybody these days, right? So, a few years back, we did our first phase of our IT modernization, which actually started with vehicles in 2020. And going from an old mainframe system to a new modernized system, customer centric, giving everybody more access to their business, including our business partners who, for the first time, now have their own My MBA account where they can manage their business. I know whether it's a small business or a large business, you've got salesman licenses and you've got renewals and you've got bonds, all these important things that obviously you can't maintain your license without. And so our goal really is to make that as easy as possible. So I encourage everybody, if you haven't already, please make sure you sign up for your business portal account and look at all the services that are available right there for you. I do have a list of things that folks have suggested we could add to it going forward, but I think it's a great start in enabling that control to be in your hands and not having to go through the mail or wait to take something down to Glen Burnie. And really, we know everybody's time is valuable. We want you to be able to do things the same way you do with private entities. And one of those is definitely making sure we provide secure electronic services.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the future. Everything is going electronic now. And it's exciting to hear that you guys have taken some of those things online that are generally done on paper or in person. So let's get a couple of places, some resources that these dealers can use as far as what site to visit to access a dealer forum or how can they create an account through the MVA. Let's get them started.
That's great. So it's mva.maryland.gov is our website. We've got a specific section on there that is dedicated to businesses. They can find information and log on to their business account. If they haven't already created one, they can create one right there and find access to all this great information. So definitely want to encourage everybody to do that. We've got over 2 million accounts for all of our customers, and we're hoping to get up to 6 million. All the residents in Maryland accessing their accounts that way. And again, the businesses and the benefit that is there as well.
Excellent. Well, you heard it, guys. Get on the MVA website, access your account, join the dealer forum, and join this community. These are some very, very useful resources that the MVA is now offering that they had never offered before. So don't let this opportunity slip out of your hands. There's some great things to be accessed here, and look forward to the e-titling. I know I am. This is definitely going to make things so much easier. Chrissy, thank you for the information you provide today. It's always great to see you. Um, I really hope our dealers, take this to mind and access your website and see some of the great stuff that you guys are offering.
Thank you so much. We really do see it as a partnership with the dealers. We're all serving the same customer, so I appreciate the opportunity to get the word out to folks.
Thanks, Chrissy. Have a great day. Hopefully, we'll
You
see you again.
take care.